No more long skirt. I've got actually trousers. So, we're here to talk about marketing automation. I'm going to let the panelists introduce themselves. As you know, you've met me before, so I won't talk about me. But Leonie, would you like to kickstart?
Yes, of course. Yes, it works. Hello, I'm Leonie Bakker. I'm from New School Media. We're a publisher, and we're sort of old school media, to say. We publish magazines. Because we just started from a big company, we started in 2014, we sort of made a jump into marketing automation. And I think
we're going to find out all about.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, my name is Hans Groen. I'm from KPN. It's a leading telecom provider in the Netherlands. With a 100-year-old phone company, now evolving to internet and TV and stuff like that. And I'm responsible for the email team, and we do the marketing automation.
Yeah, and hi, I'm Eva Schneider. I'm from Rakuten, Germany. We are an online marketplace, so any kind of merchants can come on our platform and sell their goods there. I think the more, or the USP of our marketplace is that you can always get super points, kind of what Myreed already explained yesterday, like this Rakuten umbrella. We have the cashback bonus called super points, so the more you buy, the more you save on your next purchases. Yep.
Great. So we're going to have lots of fun delving into what it is that they do. I just wanted to kickstart though, because I have the privilege of speaking all around the world, and often with that comes being interviewed. And there was one interview, it was quite funny. The question that was asked of me was about marketing automation. And they said, how can you make marketing automation more human? And I thought that's really quite strange, because if you think about it, right? Obviously, they're coming from the technology perspective. They're thinking about that it's actually, there's a touch point and it's all automated and it's just technology driving it. But at the end of the day, if you think about that touch point has been created by a human. It's our customer. So it's either an actual touch point, as we saw with Timo, with those digital, touch points earlier and everything, or even possibly something that they didn't do. So, in my opinion, marketing automation is innately human. We write the emails, of course. We're understanding that there is, an actual kick-off point, and we are there to solve a problem. And I'm going to come to that in a minute. The other thing, too, that we found out, so last year, LiveClicker and I performed some research on customer experience. And we identified that there were 3 pillars to customer experience. One of them was personalization, another one was helpfulness, and the other one was customer centricity. And those 3 pillars really, really help to bring this whole customer experience, which I think marketing automation very much addresses and really helps. And one of the things that we found when we actually went and identified, we looked at a whole heap of BAU, regular campaign emails, and also marketing automation emails, is that the majority of the marketing automation emails are actually, they scored very, very highly on that customer experience level because they were innately helpful. They were innately customer-focused. They were innately also personalized because it was talking about a particular touch point, right? So this is one of the things about marketing automation that it's a no-brainer, really. And we heard with Rianne this morning how, it's actually driving, because that's basically what all of those programs, those win-back programs, the browser bannerments and everything, that's all marketing automation. So what I'm wanting to do is because the last thing we want to be doing, though, is actually creating programs just for the sake of creating a program, right? Just because, okay, tick and everything. We want it to be actually solving a problem. So what kind of challenges do you guys have, or have you had, that you've actually been able to address using marketing automation?
I can comment on that.
Yes.
The problem was, of course, we started a new business. We had 18 magazines and we had to start all over. And then we had all the subscriptions, so business as usual went on. And then we had to start somewhere. And we only had newsletters and we had a database. So that, but then you have the staff problem and the efficiency. So we knew marketing automation could help us to reach all those people, to help them in their journeys, with only a few people. And throughout this mechanical, I don't know, this system or the technique, it makes it possible for us to send, I don't know, 10 million emails in a month to all our subscriptions.
So very much scalable.
Yes, exactly.
And the resource.
Yes. Yeah. So that's what it does for us. It's the efficiency. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly the same. Like it's a time-saving feature. So, for example, I'm the only CRM person in our company at the moment. So, like setting up something that's does the work for you, of course, it's a big opportunity. And so, my job is then to realize, like, what kind of decisions do I want this automation to be doing. So, for example, we realize a lot of people are buying the goods that they might want to buy again in the near future. Like, so we build up a rebuy campaign for a certain kind of products. So, like, we have millions of products, but we also have pet food, for example. So if somebody buys pet food, he will probably need it again in a month. So why not setting up a campaign around it?
Yeah, for us it's efficiency and effectivity. And looking at efficiency, I think that for in the old way of working we had, it took us at least 2 weeks from the design, the start of the thinking of an email campaign until the campaign was sent out. Working with an agency and going back and forth to get a good email, get a good campaign. Now we do this in 2 days, and well, it can be faster, of course, but that's the normal way we work in. So that saves us 75% of our time. That's efficiency and effectivity. We've seen that the way we work now to be more personalized, and with the more tracker-based mails we have, that's the best way to be with the right message on the right time. We see that in total, I think the effectivity of our emails campaigns has doubled. So yeah, that's the biggest benefit.
Yeah. And again, I mean, we've heard a couple of times now about marketing automation. You know, just how even with Gonzalo, how they're actually really well received, and therefore they're actually delivering the goods. One of the things, though, so you're sort of saying, okay, it's helped with the resource, but you still got that challenge of the initial getting it up and happening, because they're not easy to do, are they? So you've got the strategy behind it, you've then got to actually create it all, and this is generally on top of your day-to-day BAU emails, getting everything out as usual. So how did you go about doing that? You had an easy one, because you basically started from scratch, didn't you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you don't have the big history and all the politics in a company, it's everything you do is good. So it's a lot easier for me to start with it, and it's how do you do this? In advance, I didn't also know. So it's sort of a learning a trip. And you start with one campaign, and it works, and you test it, and you see all the good results, and now it solves a big problem, and then you go to the other one. So that's how it was for me. But it must be when you have a bigger company, it must be a really different.
Yeah, definitely. We had a running business, and that has to go on. Well, we have more than one brand, and that made it a bit easier, I think, because we started with one brand, a smaller brand, and there were a lot of problems with data and stuff like that. So the campaigns were not performing that well. So we decided to stop campaigning there and do a freeze, a total freeze, and start building an automation from the ground. That took us always longer than expected. I think 9 months or something like that to get it up and running, including integrating with our legacy systems and stuff like that. And then we started learning, and then we could very fast do the same thing for our major brands. And we could just start with small steps, and now all new things we develop, we do that just with small steps. So one thing at a time. So that's basically the two things you can do. You can say, well, we just freeze the business as usual, and we understand that we'll take some losses. Otherwise, take small steps.
Yeah, I think start with something, like find a balance of starting with something, but also with some insights. So because you don't want to be changing your automated processes every week or months again. So do some testing before, find some insights, what works best, and then set it up. And hopefully like then optimize it later on it again and not leave it.
That's fantastic, because there's that mindset, great, it's automated, so we can just set and forget, right? Yeah. But that's not so. All three of you have said that you're basically iteratively learning from it. So you're implementing a program, and then you're learning from that, putting in other programs and everything. But does that also mean that you stop working on that first program, or have you built in to it, some sort of an A/B split test? That's going ongoing, and you're learning from it. Is that what you've actually done?
Yes, we do. Yeah. We're always testing. And that, to me, that's very important to keep testing. Even if you test something now and you think, well, variant B is the best, so we go on with that one. Next week or next month it can be different, because the time is changing, people are changing. So always keep on testing. Every time you will get better and better and better.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of things do you test? Is it just like elements, or is it actually motivations? So elements like, is it just the subject line of the call to action, particular maybe the placement of the copy or the imagery or something? Or is it actually what is motivating? So benefit versus, a loss aversion or something like that?
It depends on the stage of development of a campaign. In the beginning, we take the bigger choices. We make bigger choices. So let's see what's motivating people. Then the change can be big, or we try to totally different designs and stuff like that. And when we choose between them, then we go on optimizing within one template.
And Eva, what is it that you guys do?
We have a few. So especially like for our loyalty program or loyalty super points that we use, we have set up programs to remind people on using their super points in order to make another order. So that's always like the best working case, to have another touch point and trigger to activate users again, and maybe in a later stage to reactivate them again and give them like a bunch of more super points to use. So we really try to focus on this asset instead of like over incentivizing everything with coupons and stuff. So, but to also make them come back and see the benefit of realizing the USP that we offer.
Mm-hmm. Now tell me also then, when you're actually looking at the programs and you're looking at the results and you're sort of delving into it, are you actually learning insights about your customers? Not just on the program, but absolute total insights about your customers. What's making them, function, what actually excites them and everything that you can be putting into other areas of the business.
Yeah, you learn from them, of course,
Yeah.
and not from the automation bit, but on the reaction part of all your campaigns. I always take some time to read and to monitor all. Yeah, we have we call it close alert in Holland. I don't know if you have the thumbs underneath your email.
Oh, yeah.
And I use it a lot to really get to know what my message does to my audience, and then people they say I'm happy or I'm not happy, but they give you also a good reason. And when you go through that, you use it to monitor a campaign if it's working, but if you don't do that every day. But you learn so much small things about your audiences, and because we have all those different groups of people, it's really good to get to know them and where they're at in their sort of journey.
Okay. So for those that aren't aware of what it is that Leonie's talking about, because it's actually a Dutch solution.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's funny.
So it's really, really popular
Yeah.
there with you guys, but it hasn't quite spread as far. So in the UK, I think TfL started using it, but essentially it's just sort of like it's like that smiley, happy face type thing. Is this good? Did you like this? Was this helpful? That kind of thing. So you're just sort of getting the sentiment as to whether that's a good program or it's a good email.
Only the sentiment of your message.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not it's not a survey. How is our product and stuff? You don't want to do that, but you want to know if this message is it doing the right thing to the person on the other end. Of the email on the line. I don't know, whatever. Okay.
Yeah, we use it as well, and it's very helpful, and not only for getting to know your customers, but also for direct feedback on how the campaign is performing. Yeah. And within 2 minutes after sending out your campaign, you have your first reactions, and then you see, whoa, it's not working on this and this device or something like that. So it's very easy to make changes then, very fast. So that's good. That's cool. I find it difficult to really learn about motivations from people just from the reactions of emails. Because it's just some opens and clicks, and sometimes you can see what are you clicking on, but it's difficult to really know what drives them. So what we do to really understand our customers is meet them in groups like this, round tables, or do surveys, and so we just do qualitative testing of emails with people, and then we invite some customers and we ask them, if you see this mail, what do you read, what do you see, what do you don't see, and that's the way we get a lot of knowledge from our customers.
But I made an automated program for surveys. So along as the journey goes on with us, and then once a year you get the question or the questions I want to ask. So, and then I only have to get to the results page and then ask somebody to make more night reports.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Eva, you mentioned like a replenishment program that you have in place. So that's for, like you said, pet food, and I guess a few other specific products that you have that would be. What else, what other marketing automation ones do you have in place?
As I said, like the focus on the Superpoint whenever you have them, but also we have a big chunk of one-time buyers that we kind of struggle with to reactivate them, because the way people come to our website is definitely for best priced products. So if we don't offer the best prices, then they will probably buy with another company, because it's nowadays super easy on Idealo to see which products you want to have. So we created a one-time customer journey where we try to trigger automated campaigns based on their life cycle, so where they are, and also on how much money we want to spend to get them back. So we start with the low-cost marketing ideas, of course, first with email, but then we can also move on Facebook ads, and then later on have post mailing set up. And this is kind of an automated process. And of course, we also try to segment within that and the content that we offer. So, because we have millions of products, and if a user bought an iPhone for the first time, we don't really know like what are they gonna buy. Are they gonna buy a fridge, or they will not buy the same product again? So we try to also look into what categories are most relevant next, and yeah.
So that's one of the things too. I did a study last year, and I found out that a lot of the retailers actually don't, and this is really, really quite surprising, they don't have what I would call a second purchase program. And so that simply is a case of, okay, and thinking about a retailer, it's not unusual for a retailer to have 80% of their database or thereabouts made up of one-time buyers, right? And so it's actually a very, very big business challenge for them to actually get that second purchase and so on and so on. And so, yeah, this is the kind of thing that marketing automation can really, really lend itself to. And I sort of said yesterday in one of the roundtables that the whole idea is for you to understand about your data and about your customers and work out what is it, how many times do they need to be buying before we can actually say, you know what, they're sticky, they're good clients, and we're happy and everything. And then maybe that's what you want to be doing, is using that marketing automation to actually be, essentially, if you think about everything that we've been talking about, it is helpful marketing. That's what it is. You're holding their hand, you're guiding them, and you're not leaving it to chance. That's really what it's all about. Now, if we start to think about that then, are we making these very just static emails? Or who started to use some sort of AI or machine learning or recommendations or anything like that? Has anyone got to that next stage? Because that's when we can start then really getting quite sexy, very, very helpful, very personalised, and also even if it's a case of one-to-one emails. Is anyone there yet?
Yes, we do that a lot. We, as a corporate, we have the resources to have an analyst and stuff like that. We have our business model is subscription based, so we don't have the one-time customers we have to go after. But people buy subscription with us, and then they will stay at least a few years with us. But still, we have a lot of product categories. We sell some products in. It's not a long tail, but so we want to understand how we can help our customers the best, and in what product category, or maybe we should focus on enhancing the service or focus on loyalty programs for them. So that's what we use predictive modeling for, to make sure that we send the right message to the right customer.
They are not
Cool.
listening to us.
Oh, God.
You like it?
Are you going to stop dancing?
Dave,
Put it here on the screen.
we also want to see that.
Yeah.
We were talking about
AI is so boring. Marketing automation.
Unless it's me.
It was an automated mail, right?
Video in your mail, great. Autoplay. So where was I? AI. It was about AI.
We can get some coffee, I think. So.
And we're looking into AI right now, and it's not only about email, of course. It's about it's in the heart of the CRM machine to understand your customers better, and AI can help with that if you have a lot of real-time data. Especially AI can help, I think.
And so you're a large company with large resources, and you're kind of going to be on the cutting edge as such. You're embracing all of that. What about you?
Well, we did a machine learning test We didn't do it ourselves, but our partner did, because we were the ones building up the data for 3 years. So they just had somebody do that project. But I haven't had the meeting yet from the results. So, and then we started out searching for the next best level. Next best offer. Excuse me. And because we have a food magazine or a truckers magazine or something with making your clothes, so we were searching if there was a better business opportunity. But now they said we can predict the churn from all of your clients with a 89%, sort of, right, secure, yeah. So I'm really curious, but I was going here, so I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Maybe next week.
Okay.
So,
So the future, the future could be exciting.
Yes, exactly.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. And I guess because with both of yours, it's definitely well worth it because it's that long-term membership. So your customer lifetime value as such, it can be impacted quite significantly by by getting that investment in, using a bit of machine learning. So absolutely. What about Eva? What are you guys up to?
Yeah, we're not that far yet to use any machine learning, but I mean, still we saw some good examples yesterday already, like depending on the content you have and kind of what customer you're dealing with. Is he like already a really loyal customer, or is he a new customer and he needs more education, and need to take him more on the hand and guide him through and tell them again about the benefit and the USP. So based on that, of course, the email should always look different, or the communication should look different. But yeah, we don't have any machine learning as that. I still have to talk to customer service and see like where their needs are, or look at the data myself and find out those triggers or touch points. Yeah.
I think AI and machine learning, it's getting more mature every day. So in the near future, you don't need a whole department with analysts to be able to use it, I think. We heard from a few vendors, they already implementing the first AI things in their platforms. I was talking to Bram from Tripolis, who's telling he's setting up a hub where they can work with other partners, so then you can have a small company doing AI connecting to their hub. So that makes it maybe easier for smaller companies to start with AI without having a big platform from a big vendor. So I'm sure the future will be bright.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very true. And, because that is also one of the challenges, and that's what we wanted to talk about too, is about like the team setup. And you've got particular skill sets required. You've also got then the data, trying to get all that happening, plus the wonderful marketing automation technology and everything. So I can, again, the structure of your teams and everything would be incredibly different. As we know, it's just you at the moment. So who do you have to work with, though, to make this happen? Or is it just 100% you?
No,
data team that you
not
need
at
to
all.
work
No,
with.
we have a data team, a data hub team, so they can, be kind of the in-between service of BI and me as the person who is more operational. So definitely, we need more data scientists. Like we need people who know how to work with the tools that are coming up on the market. So this will definitely be the future. Like probably there will be still people working with campaigns and working on a creative side or overlooking it, because we also don't want that AI acts in a way that all the companies are doing the same thing and nothing is interesting or fun anymore. But yeah.
It's interesting. I've been talking about AI, machine learning and personalization for quite a few years now, and I still think it is. That's the case. I call it it's the wild, wild west. It's really, really difficult because everyone comes at it. All the different technologies. They're all coming at it from different perspectives and different types of learning and everything. So it is going to be a case of you guys working out what works best with you, finding the right supplier and everything. But for me, the big takeaway here is not just marketing automation, but it's about we as marketers needing to upskill ourselves to the next level. And that's really what it's all about.
Yeah.
Because the technology, the AI, all of that's going to be taking over a lot of the things that we currently are spending a lot of time worrying about doing and everything. It's actually the marketing know-how. It's the understanding what to do with it, how to do it, the strategy, and then able to read the results, take those learnings away, build upon it, and improve. And I think that's the really exciting thing about, you know, marketing automation for the here and the now. We are still, yes, we're all learning from it. It's working wonderfully and everything. We've still got our challenges, but I think the future is kind of exciting. What are your thoughts on that, Hans?
I spend a lot of time training my sort of old school marketeer colleagues to learn them all the steps I learned in the last 2-3 years, so they can also use this all the techniques and to learn what they need to know about their data. It's their data, their customers. It's not my customers. I can always most of the things start in the center, and then I have a sort of an example. But if they don't know what's behind it, then there's no follow. Yeah, it'll stay with one campaign probably, and then it falls. Nobody measures the results in the end. So I'm really trying to educate them, sort of. And you also see that some people which are older. I'm sorry about that, but they don't get it anymore. They don't know how to make the next step, and you see the younger marketers, going, taking the step easily.
But see, I mean, what's your title again?
Marketing Automation Manager.
Yeah. Okay. So, obviously you've got the buy-in from the company. They're actually understanding, and it is a case of then making sure that everyone. Is beginning to understand how effective marketing automation can be. But yes, it is all about those insights about the people, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Hans?
Yeah, we started to train our marketers, our brand marketers, in data skills. And the other hand, we trained our analysts to understand the marketers. Because it's getting more and more important that they talk to each other and that they understand each other and that they work together. So in working together, we have organizational changes. We work in Scrum teams, we work Agile. So they are together now all week. The marketing manager started with changing the title of his department from marketing into digital marketing. We from the online department thought, what's he doing? Why? Digital marketing, they don't understand it. But it was his first step, and after that, now he's trained all his people. It's really working out, yeah.
I'm going to finish off with one very typical question that we tend to do in panels. Actually, I don't do it very often, but I'm going to ask you, what is the one thing, like really one thing that you would recommend to the audience here to be doing with marketing automation? What has made the difference for you? You know, what gets you excited about it?
Yeah, I think of something, but it's not very. I don't know if this is the thing you're looking for, but I say clean your data.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. That's sort of the best thing to start with, and also from the whole process afterwards. So.
Yeah, I fully agree. It's the one thing it starts with. Your data has to be right, and if your data is all over the place in 20 different systems, you will never be able to start a good marketing automation, and it will take you ages to get it running. So please first invest your time in cleaning the data, and then you can start having fun. Yeah.
Yeah, and go deeper. Like start with the simple, and then go more complex, deeper, more diversify, and test again after some time, because time changes and the business changes. Or so what worked last year doesn't work this year again.
Fantastic, solid advice. Thank you very much. Okay, over to the audience. Any questions? Oh, Dave.
He's going to show his movie.
Hi, Dave Holland, Live Clicker. We've met before. You knew I was going to have a question. Okay, so I've got 50 questions, but I'll try and put them into one summarized question. We're a third-party vendor. We specialize in automation. There's Movable Ink here, there's Cheetah, there's ESPs, there's Adestra. So I'm kind of asking this on behalf of all of us. So in terms of your relationship and thinking about third-party vendors, if you can help us out here, we bring a lot of what brands need in terms of AI and automation. Nobody mentioned so far, they're not here, but Passado, Phrasey, automated, subject lines and so on. Just generally, is it, when you're making a decision about third-party vendors and how they fit into your, is it the time we can save you? Is it the work that we can short circuit because we've already got it built into our capabilities? I'm really interested in the thinking that goes in behind that for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyone from a small company or big or both?
Anybody. Well, enterprise, yeah. Enterprise.
Yeah, we're sort of we have maybe like 180 persons in our company, so we're sort of big, but not on this part. We're not so big.
People think big.
Yeah, we think big, of course. But for us, we are looking for sort of complete. We're looking for a partner who can be our technical support, also who can be our sparring partner for also the planning for the future. Which choices do we want to do now? And we don't have those roles anymore inside our company, so we're looking for partners who we can trust, who who works like with us on this journey. That's what we're looking for.
Who can make you smarter?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes. More like sort of a colleague than that works the best for us.
But also it has to be very intuitive to use, like very easy, like as she said, yeah, like we're one person, like we can't spend too much time digging really deep inside a tool and not understanding it, and in the end not really using all the possibilities that it has. I'm getting frustrated by that. So yeah, there should be a big part that's easy to use, and if maybe other packages like that you can use further if you're a bigger company, or
for enterprises like APN, it's a little bit more difficult maybe. And for me, I'd like to work with the same partners where for my technology as for my marketing. Creative help and stuff like that, because I see a lot that the marketing consulting parties come with ideas which have technical impact, of course, and if then another partner should do the technical impact, then the technical implementation, then they have new ideas and we'll never get there. So I try, together with the marketing department, we try to work with the same partner to first help them, the marketing department, to get a better idea of what they want to get out of the market, and then do the implementation as well. Then we still have IT departments, which have their own opinion about how IT should look like, and make or build decisions and stuff like that. So they prefer to build everything themselves. It's complicated in enterprise.
it's also really beneficial if you partner up with like the ESP, and it's more intertwined, that that we see that yeah, for example, we can have an overview, a dashboard, like based on what we have of a third party, and have it integrated in our ESP, so that like you talk to also the other companies out there and find solutions that make it work really easy.
So, Gonçalo from Galp. This is more to add to the discussion. It's not really a question. So, I've used automation actually to as a complement because our app it's evolving, but it's not very intuitive. So we kind of used email to explain the features to the clients because we have the email. So we have kind of closing this loophole until the app is actually improved. So that has helped us increase the customer engagement on the app. And this automation, we actually do always 3 tests, and then when we find the better one, we put as an automation. So we do like a normal send, and then when we find the best one, we include the automation, and then we build it up until it's closed.
Okay, so you will do it as a campaign send,
Yes.
as in testing.
Yes.
Find out the winning one, and then actually do.
Yeah, and then insert.
Okay, can I have a little hands up? Who actually puts in like an A/B split test for your automated programs and keeps running them on and on and on until they hit, the significant, statistically significant level, and then they go, great, we've got a winner, and now we're going to replace the losing version with another test. Hands up, who does that? Okay, so that's a good percentage. Cool. Because they're both fantastic techniques, and it just depends on, and that's always a really good way to start, but then maybe if you're wanting to be iteratively, continually improving, you could be doing that. And that's the beauty about it, is that A/B split test is going to keep on going and going and going.
In the campaign. In the automated campaign.
In the automated campaign, yeah. It's really cool.
I'm not doing that yet.
Okay. Do it.
Hi, Anoop, Digital. Thanks, guys. Anyway, for me, it was more about your customer experience and customer sets, right? So you have email automation, journeys, life cycles, whatever it may be. How do you deal with customers that are going to be in more than one life cycle, right? Because they're not just in one, right? They're not just in this. They could fall in many. How do you deal with getting them to drop in and out of the right journey, as opposed to sending them blanket communications just because that's a retention campaign versus a welcome campaign? And that's just from my experience in the space that I'm seeing brands struggle. So over to you.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. What we do is first of all, the transactional emails will always go out. And then all other lifecycle programs we have, or automated programs we have, we say, I think it's max 1 mail a week we send. So other mails will be dropped and will be sent a week later. That works for now, but we're still looking into whether we can do that better. And currently, I haven't seen a solution who can help us with that.
Call me.
I'm curious.
Again, when the AI happens. What a leader.
Calling me.
I think, we're trying to create a scoring based on the customer and based on that scoring to fit them into different segmentations that maybe stop the user from getting crazy messages with kinds of different directions. But we don't have a really good solution yet.
Our complete business rules are on the data, and because we started with the business rules and the data and the journey and all of that. Our system we use is built on that. So now I only have to use it. So it's really sort of easy for us. I don't know, but it works. so one commercial email a week, newsletters all the time, whatever. It's more of a, more the interesting information, and then it seems easy. I don't know. I don't know what you offer, or what you mean exactly.
But see, that's because you started from scratch, right? So you kind of started from a really, really good place. And you also started with the strategy first.
Yes.
And often it is a case of, if you're sort of, you're just here, you've been doing this for so long, this way, and now you have to bring something in, it's a challenge to sort of go, okay, what are we going to be doing here? And so, so you are very, very lucky.
I'm lucky.
You are lucky.
Any more? Oh.
Hey, is that on? Hey, Frankie from Long Tall Sally. I just had a question around, in your experience, people who are doing this well, what proportion of their email revenue is coming from automation versus like business as usual?
It seriously depends. It depends on how many programs that you've had, right? So we heard from Rianne, right? So what? It was 50% of their...
I mean, it could be at 55, 57% in a normal week. In a very, very promotional period like sale, it'll skew the other way, and you'll get a lot more from blast emails. But normally, it's around 55, 57% from the trigger, including transactional emails.
Yes, because they actually drive a fair bit as well. Absolutely. So the main thing is that you need to be, benchmarks are fantastic, benchmarks comparing to everyone else and everything, but the bottom line is the best benchmarks, are your own. And depends on what particular programs you've got in place and how many programs. Not on the high street have created some really, really fantastic ones. And it's mainly the browse ones that actually bring in a lot of the revenue, don't they? Yes, yeah. So, but that's not to say that those first purchase and second purchase, third purchase, fourth purchase programs, aren't valuable. They are, but they're a little bit harder to get right because it's a different level of intent.
Okay.
So, Kath, it's my turn to embarrass somebody. I'm going to embarrass you. So Kath runs amazing training courses, FYI, and she keeps it, she's very modest about it. Is there anybody here that's been trained at some point by Kath? 1, 2 at least in the room. Fantastic. So Kath, you do a great job, and anybody with any common sense will send their staff to you to train.
You're very sweet, thank you.
No, it's true. Not just sweet.
That wasn't a question. That was a comment.
Oh, the question is, how much is it? Yeah, see Kath after.
Call me after.
Call me.
No,
Thank you, guys. Let's give these guys a round of applause.